Uh, uh, uh. Something. Okay, I'm just coming at you now, trying to get my. I don't know why I feel so nervous tonight. It's not like me to feel so nervous. Okay, these things do happen. These things do happen. Okay, it's right on the hour. Right on the hour. Bringing you back to a place that I once knew. All right, as we gather your folks in, I am not one of those people where sit around and wait for people to log on. Don't worry about how many people logged on. Just a matter of getting the voice out, the message out, and I'm out. As the pastors will say, I won't be long with you tonight, but I got a word for you. So, folks, if you're out there, don't be afraid since I got to beg and say, share the life. If you're out there, just share the life. Because sometimes everyone say, you didn't say and you didn't ask. So let me ask. Because I realize all people like when you beg. This is the Avril Show. And I see someone say good night. Oh, that's Nandi. How you doing, my girl? Hoping that you're keeping up. I'm trying so hard that I feel nervous. So good night to you. Wherever you are listening, whether I can see you or can't see you, good night to you. I'll be starting shortly. Let me get myself together, calm down, because it seems like I'm a little nervous tonight. Don't know why. But welcome back to another moment, as the pastors will say. I won't be long with you tonight. I just got a message for you, and I'm out. This show is one show that is paid for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're out there, thank you for tuning in. I'll be coming with you shortly. I'm trying to get myself together. Someone say, hey, Queen. You make me feel so special, Lady Flame, when you said, hey, Queen. Hey, Queen. You're a queen. I did it my way. Miranda, thank you so much. I just spoke about you to myself. You came in my spirit. So you're one of those people that inspire me tonight. So, so precious. Good night to you. If you're out there, someone said to me today, you don't ask. You don't ask. So I'm asking to share. I didn't know how to ask someone to share my program. When you guys get on there and the celebrities and the people out there doing their thing, all they got to say is good morning. Everybody share it. But now that I'm on, everybody's saying to me, you don't ask to share your program. So they don't do it. I'm going to come as the pastors do on Sunday morning, come with a word. And I thank the people, the businesses who helped me to be here tonight. And good evening to you also, Laverne Taylor Nisbet. Your picture looked different. Janice Carty, good evening to you. Problem Phipps, thank you so much. Good evening. I'm just coming with a word tonight, and I'm going to leave it right here. And I know many people heard of the passing of, many people say, your sister. They call her my sister. I say, no, that's my aunt's daughter. So she's not my sister. She's someone that dear to me, dear to my heart, that I'm nervous talking about her. And I'm going to say a few things that came in my spirit since her passing. And I just want everyone to know her passing was not in vain. I realized that some of the things that I do, I don't know how people say, oh, you come up with the ideas. And I realize I'm not normal. These things that I do is nothing that I give myself credit for, because I believe that God worked through me and I just carry out the work that He placed in me. And when I had the Cancer Foundation on June 7th, Miranda, it was the first time that you attended. You was one of my recipients. Nandi, you was one of my recipients. I didn't come to you, Miranda, and say, I need help. You reach out and you said, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Some of the very people that close to me saying to me, you never asked me. And some people just believe that everything that they do in life for people, people have to ask them for it. Good evening to you also, Darlene Castro. Good evening to you. We are living in a selfish world today. And I'm not going to sit here and take credit for everything, but I'm going to take credit for one thing, that a few people call me and ask me questions, and I'm a little confused as to what's happening. I take credit. Good night to you, my family in Texas. Donna, good evening to you. I'm going to take the credit if I'm supposed to. And people had to pull me out of the rut that I'm in. The rut that I am in. I'm not saying that I'm out of it. Depression, sadness, loneliness, stress, they all come together in one barrel. And it's not easy. And I never knew I could lay in a bed and need someone to say, get up, take a shower, get up, eat something. It is hard. It is hard. We all have lost someone in our life. We all have grieved, and we all are still grieving the loss of someone in our life. No matter how long it takes, we're grieving. And it doesn't matter what people tell you, get over it. You'll get over it. Some of us lost our parents 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and we are still grieving, especially when Mother's Day come. And I know many of you heard me last year said, this year I was going to honor and I was going to pay tribute to some of the people we lost. And I remember paying tribute, and one of the people that I paid tribute to, I know you're watching right now, but she said, I didn't even know that she was on the screen. Yes, I planned this show all by myself, not because I want to do it by myself, because I don't have the help. And people will say, you don't ask. I say it over and over. And a foundation could grow, it can become bigger if people come to you with their input. I have my help. Sharon, thank you. You step in when I ask you. Jill, if you're out there, Jill is a plus to me. Alexandrina, I don't even want to call your name because just the crazy in you, I miss it. I miss. And when I did my event this year, I didn't tell Angela, I didn't tell nobody. I always come up with things that They just go along with it because it's not something that I work and create. It just come to me and I run with it. Now, when Natalie, she's always there for me. And one year I said to her, stop coming to the event and giving me trouble. I'm going to put you to work. She said, whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do for you. And I put her at the door. And she been coming and helping me since. And this year I decided that I was going to pay tribute to them. And I said, Natalie, I need a nice picture. Tell me which one you prefer. I want a picture that you prefer. She said, you up to no good. She gave me that picture in that black dress. She said, do you like this one? I say, yeah. She said, what are you doing? I said, none of your business. And I create a slideshow that I wanted to tell them publicly, thank you for being there. Thank you for helping me to get through the night. And when she called me and said she wasn't feeling well, I said, go ahead, go to the hospital. I'll be checking in on you. Not knowing that it was not just a dizzy feeling or dizziness. I said to her, whatever it is, if you come home, I don't want you at the event because I really don't want you getting sick there, but I'll check on you after the event. I have been planning this event for months. Didn't get rest. I couldn't wait for the event to be over so I can get some sleep. And right after the event over, I was in the hospital. I want to say tonight something that I'm going to say right now. We're living in a world of selfishness, a world of selfishness. And when I say that, someone called me and was speaking to me about something they're going through. I listened. And when they finished, I said, I understand your pain. I'm going through it too. And she said, are you kidding me? I said, yeah. She said, oh my God, I don't want to stress you. I said, if you were stressing me, I would let you know. There's nothing wrong with me listening to what you're going through. If I can handle it, I'll tell you, I'll call back. But it's not your decision to tell me how I'm feeling. And I told her, we're going to get through this together because I'm going through it also. Well, after listening to that young lady, and she realized I was going through it myself, we was able to console each other, comfort each other. Today, she's comforting me now. And I say this to say, a lot of people have called me since the passing of Natalie. 1 week later, someone said to me, I didn't want to call you because I know you're going through a lot. And I say, sweetheart, that's the time you should call. See, what we have to understand that we know that people may not be able to answer their phone, they're dealing with a lot, but the greatest joy is when I can check my WhatsApp. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Laverne. And I just keep going down. And it makes me feel good to know that these people was reaching out. Even though they didn't get me, at the moment when I can check my phone, I was able to see the love, the care, the concern that I read later. But when we tell people, I didn't call you because I know you was dealing with a lot or going through a lot, you don't always have to get an answer. But one thing you know is when that person see that you reach out, it makes them feel good to know that you care, you were thinking about them, and you were there. It's the same thing happened to Natalie on her sick bed. People were calling her. She couldn't answer the phone. The phone was ringing. But just like myself, when I finish my event and I call, I got no answer. I text, I got no answer. And I said, well, I know she's in the hospital. I know she told me she's admitted. But she's not answering me out of all people. So what I did, I got dressed and I went because I know I can do that. And when I got there and see the phone, it was ringing. And she can barely just look at the phone because she was in pain to answer. But it was said she's not answering the phone. But after she passed, folks said to me, I was trying to reach her. She wouldn't answer the phone. And I said, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call someone else that know her? Why didn't you reach out? See, we too depend on a call and they didn't answer. Leave a message. That person will see later that you call. But we tends to be judgmental and we get angry so fast because someone didn't answer you when you call them. Sometimes people are going through a lot. They just can't answer their phone. But if you leave a message, you leave a text, that person will see that you call. You send a special love. Let me tell you something. I'm going through it now. I'm not afraid. And it's through Natalie's death, and I had to deal with it personally and dealing with it personally. I realized that we're living in a world of selfishness. I realized that people are afraid to call people because people says to people, you don't know what I'm going through. And I'm going through probably worse than you. People are afraid of what they're going to get back. It's like you call somebody and you may say, I haven't heard from you. And I've been here going through so much in the last 2 weeks. And my phone didn't ring. And oh my God, I wanted to hear from somebody. And that person may say to you, well, you don't know what I was going through. I'm going through my own thing. But regardless to what I'm going through, there's people who don't know Natalie who call me and I answer. And when I listen and I say to them, I will help you, but not now because of what I'm dealing with. They apologize, but no, we have a tendency to shut people out. I can't deal with your problem because I'm going through my own problem. I know everybody's not strong the same way. Everybody cannot handle other people's problem when they're going through their own. But sometimes you just need to give people a little ear. Just listen for a moment. And if you can't deal with it, and if you can handle it, just let them know. I'm willing to help you. Give me time, but I'm going through something at the moment. They would respect you. But we tend to lock people out when we are going through something. And I'm saying this to say people deal with their situation differently. People grieve differently. Maybe I'm just cut out this way where I take on, people say you take on people problems. You need to deal with your own. Let me tell you something. If I was not there for others, they wouldn't be there for me today. So sometimes you got to be there for people, even if you're going through something. Sometimes when you start talking to that person, you realize they're going through it too. But some people lock you out. The people that you think will be there, they're the first one to lock you out because they're going through a little, can't pay the bill, and they don't want to deal with nobody. And you there, you don't have a person to talk to when you're going through what you're going through. When I started my foundation, somebody that was so close to me, that everybody think is so close to me, there was the first person I called to say, I want you to be a part of what I'm getting ready to do. And when that person say, okay, and then after they figure out, maybe they don't know if my first event gonna be successful, they said to me, they don't know if they can do that. They're too busy, they this, they that. I say, okay, I remove them, no problem. But the point I'm saying, 9 years later, the foundation is thriving and it's getting there. And that person said to me, they can't believe that this is 9 years. And every time they come and I look at them, I realize they're in a shock of their life because they didn't believe that what I came out and said I was going to do would have been successful. I'm going into 10 years. I launched an event at my event on June 7th. I launched an event that I'm going to be doing on October 26th. And I said to everyone that's on that flyer, I don't know where this idea come from, but I just feel I got to do it. There's something about what God placed in me to do. I'm going for it. Win or lose, I'm going to do it because I know it's going to be a great prayer breakfast. Thank you, Lorraine. Let me tell you something. When Natalie died, I said, it was you all along God was preparing me for. And I remember on June 7th, I said to everyone in that room, this event is all about us coming together for a prayer breakfast. Invite the person who made you stronger when you were going through what you were going through. Somebody you could relate to and say, because of you, you made me stronger. I didn't know where that come from. But it came to me one night, I was laying in my bed. I got to do a prayer breakfast in October. And all I was thinking about is Alexandrina and all the people we lost for cancer and all these people that died. And I said, we need strength. We need to strengthen each other. We need to stand up for each other. And I said, sometimes in our life, we don't know who's going to be there to help us to be stronger. And I came up with the idea, you made me stronger. Natalie broke me down to a point that I don't even know if I would ever eat porridge again because I have no taste for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And I want to say publicly, if he don't hear it tonight too, the Honorable, the Premier of Nevis, Mark Brantley, anybody who hear this, tell him I say this. The Premier of Nevis, I reach out to him because God placed something in me. And I reach out to St. Kitts. And the Premier of Nevis made it possible by just one click. He sent me the number, he sent me the information. He said, Avril, I'll see you when you get here. And I said, nobody know what I'm up to, but I know this is going to be good. And Mark Brantley, people could say what they want, but this man made it happen for me. I just didn't made it, but it's going to happen. And I couldn't wait to share with him. But do you know the very people in St. Kitts who's supposed to be on top of this is the ones who did not come through, but want to come through now? Hell no. You see, our people, they're the ones that keep us stagnant. They're the reason we don't get too far in life, our own. Because when you try to do something, people don't look at you and see what God placed in you. People look at you for who they think you are or who you used to be. Let me tell you something. If you come out of nowhere in your island and you had no shoes, no clothes on your back, and you grew up with some people and you come here in America and you try to do what God placed in your life to do, those same people never look at you as nobody. All they remember back home in Jamaica, you know, had no shoes, who she thinks she is. Back home in St. Kitts, so I know she come out of nowhere. She this, she that. That's all they reflect on. They will never give you a chance to mount out to nothing good because the only thing they see in front of you is your past, where you're coming from, and who you belong to. We are never motivated by our own. First of all, Natalie lay in the hospital from June 6th, June 6th, and she died June 30th. And people said to me, I didn't know she was that bad. And the reason a lot of people are grieving so hard is because they wish they had the chance to say, I was there with her. But you see, Carmen, uh, Natalie, they call her Bill Bad Carmen. Natalie don't have no manners in her mouth, and everybody know that. Carmen was there with me along the way. Owen, thank you. Her sister who works up there. But let me tell you, I wake up every morning, problem fips. Everybody know problem fips. Sometimes I run out of cab fare and I say, Cindy, come go with me. And Cindy sit down in my vehicle, sometimes 3 hours waiting for me up on that hospital floor. Nobody know. But now Everybody wants to tell me what they think they know. But I'm not finished yet. I'm just biting my tongue, taking all the blows I can get. And I want to say to everybody out there who walking, talking, she didn't make me a proxy for no reason. She made me a proxy because she know we may fight, we may have a little dispute, but it's gonna over by tomorrow. But I guarantee you, every time she lay in the hospital bed, she told the doctor straight up, Avril Francis. As I walk in, it's Avril Francis. And when the doctor asked her in case of emergency, she said, I said Avril Francis. And with her fresh mouth, she said, I said Avril Francis. And when I realized she made me a proxy, I went into a deep depression because it's nothing easy when somebody put their life in your hand. Yes, Lorraine, I know you know that. When somebody say, if anything happened, you're responsible for me. You're taking on an oath. You're making decisions that have to do with this person's life. So when I slept there this Saturday night, it's because I realized I don't like what I'm seeing. But all along, everybody said they was hearing. She was coming along. But thank God, I never mislead nobody. Lorraine, you text me every day. You all text me every day. I say, I'm on my way up there. I just come back. You all tell me sleep, eat, rest. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I just felt obligated to be there. Being a proxy for somebody's life is nothing easy. And I'm sharing this tonight to say, not because I want to talk about it. I never knew what it was like to be a proxy for somebody's life. You're taking full responsibility when doctors come to you and ask you question. You have to think, you have to fight. And all I have to say to her, fight for me, fight for me. I have a picture when me and her joke and she hold my hand. I know she knew that I was going to St. Kitts. And today I said to somebody, I wonder if it's because she knew I was going to St. Kitts. She hold my hand and she said, Avril, please don't leave me. I said, why are you telling me don't leave you? I wouldn't leave you. And I'm saying this publicly because I have no reason to lie. I said to her sister, who said to me, maybe you can go and come back because of this. I said, I can't leave her. Every time I want to walk to the hospital room, I hear in the voice, please don't leave me. And I said to them, I can't leave. And I call American Airlines and I tell them, I have an emergency. I just can't get on that flight. And let me tell you something. My flight was Saturday morning at 7:30, direct flight into St. Kitts. And I slept in the hospital. And Sunday, Natalie was gone. And the reason I cry is because I said, if I had left you, I will never forgive myself. It wasn't easy on me. There was days that I didn't know who to call to say, give me a ride to the hospital. I was coming in and going out. My niece Sarah would say to me, you going again? Denise will say, oh my God, did you sleep? I can't sleep. The minute I come home, they call me back. They call me back. And I was just running. And as I said, I'm not afraid to say it. I remember calling Best Deal, paying $11, going up to the hospital. And in the taxi, I said, I know so much people and I don't know who to call right now that I need a ride. But these things do happen. I'm not talking about my neighbor down the street. I'm not talking about, I just didn't know what to do at the moment because you're so tired. You're running adrenaline. You're just running, going, and you're not thinking. They call and say, you got to come. You got to come. But people are saying to me, if you need anything, let me know. That's the one thing I like to hear from our people. The world we're living in is so damn selfish that instead of somebody says, come on, I'll get you. Oh, I got to go back to the hospital now. They're not going to say, come on, let me give you a ride. They're going to tell you tomorrow, you didn't tell me you need a ride. Sometimes you can't even think straight. You just need that person to say, I got you. But they will tell you later, you didn't say you need a ride. I didn't call you because I know it wasn't that bad. Well, you all tell me that you are looking for Natalie and you are calling and texting somebody will live on a phone, love to chat. Yeah, I could talk about her like that. And you all see she not responding, not calling back, not texting back. Right away, you should say, something is wrong. This is not like her. You know what I would have do? I would have called somebody else who know her and say, hey, when last you hear from her? Did you hear from her? And because she tell you she was going to the hospital and you didn't hear back from her over a week, should have make you lose your mind over your friend. Nobody got to fight for Natalie and say what Natalie did and what Natalie did. Natalie will curse you in a heartbeat, tell you how she feel, and tomorrow feed you. A gentleman called me, no, wrote on Facebook. It's still there. And when he reached out to me, I didn't know who he was. You know what he said to me? When I came to New York, I stayed with her. I laugh. I say, you stayed with Natalie? He say, yeah, Natalie put me up. Everybody that come in this country can say they stayed by Natalie. I eat by Natalie. She fed me. Natalie always cooking. And the rumor that nobody honor her, I want to say I honored her the Friday night, June 7th. That was my surprise to her. She just didn't make it. Hannah was going to honor her. And you know Natalie Lorraine, she give them a couple choice words and say, I don't need it. Y'all could keep it. She didn't accept it. Yes, she come to that point in her life where she probably was fed up, probably figure they could have done it long time, but they did offer to do it. And this wasn't after she died. This was before. So I don't want no rumors out there on this organization if people don't know what they're talking about. Because Natalie have turned down stuff because she didn't like how things was done. Okay? So anybody who was at my foundation saw the clip that I put up there thanking Natalie. And I said to her in the hospital, I'm going to put it on Facebook so you could watch it since you miss it. But the pain she was in is like I was in pain. I came home. I couldn't even put it on Facebook. I had no chance to do it because she didn't want to see anything other than I want to go home. When they're gonna get me out of this hospital, me in pain, and you know who Natalie is. But when the pain really sink in, that phone means nothing to her. So people, if you're out there and you were calling her, from the day she went in, she was in pain. So if you even call her the next day and she didn't answer, I'm publicly telling you, it's not because she didn't want to. She didn't answer me either. I just walk up there because I know my name is down to take care of her. I have a phone right now. And yesterday, there's a girl in St. Paul's, if you're listening. She called me and the phone ring. I lost my mind because I never heard a dog bark in my bedroom. I brought home that phone. Don't even know Natalie phone is a dog barking. And when I heard it, I nearly lost my mind trying to figure out where the sound coming from. And when I pick up the phone and saw it was a WhatsApp call, the young lady says to me, I was trying to call. I just look on WhatsApp and I saw somebody online. And I said, I don't understand. The phone went off. I turn it off and today it ring again. I say, I'm not touching the phone and the phone is ringing. I don't know how she got this phone set up, but I had to turn it off because I don't want no dog barking in my house. So everybody who out there talking about you are Natalie friend, if you can't find your friends, you have to know somebody that know your friend. I'm Natalie family, and a lot of them who know that Natalie is my family never call me, never call me and ask me, did you hear from Natalie? What's going on with Natalie? No, they didn't call me. They said they were waiting for her to call back and she didn't call back. And I keep texting her and she never respond. That's your friend. If you love her so much, you would have called me and say, hey, what's going on? Because she not answering me. So I know a lot of us right now is feeling it because we wish we were there to give her a little comfort. And she needed it. That's why I stayed there. 3 weeks. I don't know what work, computer, Facebook. I don't know what doing a show was all about because I had to be there. And I watched her down to her last breath. But let me say this. I'm going to encourage you guys out there. Done with the nonsense. If you see you're trying to call somebody who means something to you and you can't get them, stop sitting down and wait. Call somebody else and say, hey, have you heard from this person? Because I can't get in touch with them. And that might be where you get the opportunity to let that person know how much you love them. It's too late now. And for me, I will grieve until I can't grieve no more. Because when I lay in a hospital, the first person walking through that door is me. If I come on Facebook and I say I have a fever, she gonna call and say send your son outside. And when you go outside, it's dumpling, saltfish, ackee, fungi, um, blue drawers, what we call it, kanki, everything in one thing. But when Natalie don't feed you, you just want to know if she want you just get out of shape because she don't give you a little bit of food. So my Natalie, that says to me, you are in charge of me, didn't put me in a good spot. So I could not even tell nobody that I could have get a call in St. Kitts for Natalie. I would have never lived with myself, but I chose to remain here and be at her side. And let me tell you something. Nobody have to pick up a cent for Natalie. Natalie have a father. And I'm going to give him credit tonight where it's due. You know how much people call me and ask me if Natalie have insurance? I want to know why that is anybody business. Natalie have a father. Her mother has a husband who first thing he say, whatever has to be done, let him know. She has a father here in the Bronx and he decide he's taking care of the funeral. He didn't care if I go over there. I wasn't going in Natalie. I was going to look for no insurance. I'm saying it publicly. That can wait. But if it was me alone, she will be buried in class because she would have never have to beg a soul for $1. Mark my word, I tell you guys. So nobody feels sorry for her and go chat no crap tonight talking about, oh, no, with Joe, you put out a video and people call me and say, did I know anything about the video because they know me and Joe get along? Why would I put Joe to do a video to say, put your hand deep down in a pocket for Natalie to make it look like we have beg money for Natalie? No. I know nothing about it. When Joe did the video, I didn't even took shower. I didn't even eat and I was still in bed. A days. People like Lauren and everybody else telling me, get up and eat, encouraging me. I lay in bed from Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday. When I start to get up on Wednesday, I was falling down because I was weak and dehydrated, no appetite. So, no, I did not ask Joe to do a video because I didn't even see Joe to talk to Joe. Joe know Natalie was in ICU. Joe know Natalie was there. And it bleed my heart for the people that know Joe who didn't know Natalie was in ICU. So the crap that I'm getting right now, you could tell me that I can be the same person that I used to be. No, Natalie have changed my life. And I could see why people have this mentality like they don't care no more, that you can't tell them not no more, like they're fed up, they give up, they're done. Because you come to a place in your life where God put you in situation to find out who people really are. And when that happened, it changed you. When you're going through hell and back and you don't see people, you don't hear from people, and they tell you, I didn't call you because I know you was going through a lot. Do you know what it feels like to be buried in your bed? Can't get out, have no energy. Well, want somebody to just pull you out of the bed and even take you in the shower. If anybody out there ever been through that, it's not a good feeling. I've been there. And I said, when people tell me about Mark Brantley, the premier of Nevis, I talk about people what I know, not what people tell me. That man didn't know what I wanted to do in St. Kitts and Nevis. But he says yes to me. Give me who's supposed to call, make it happen, put it together, give me an appointment to meet with him. 11 o'clock Tuesday morning last week. But when I tell Mark what's going on, he said, Avril, I understand. So people don't know what God is using me to do. I don't need money. I don't need fame. I don't need 3,000 people watching my video. I don't need 2,000 people sharing it, because at the end of the day, when I was running back and forth to the hospital, I didn't see 2,000 people. So people get all gang ho that they have 5,000 friends. But when they make birthday, they have 100 people telling them happy birthday. When they need something or they're having an event, they don't have 5,000 people. Let me tell you something. The things that we crave in is not necessary. Because you see, me, I don't even want a funeral. I prefer a service and cremate me. Me not put nobody through no limousine and drive up. I don't want nobody go drive me all the way to New Jersey, bury me and leave me there by myself, because I'm coming out and I'm coming where I like to be. I don't like to be alone like this now, because I see what loneliness feel like. Me dear, I tell all you, if you want to know what life is all about, get sick, go through a hard time, get homeless, let your man leave you, go through depression, have nothing or pretend you have nothing, and you will see who your people are. Many people only want you when you look like you're doing something, going somewhere, you're a move and shaker, you have couple dollar in your pocket, and you look like fame follow you. That's when people want you. But the minute you're on your face, trying to get back on your face, and they don't hear from you, and you look like you're down and out, they sit down and they say, you know, see, she look like she done. Not go on for her, not go on for him, and you don't hear from them anymore. But when you rise back up to the occasion, they tell you, man, I was dealing with a lot myself, man. Not one time they call you to say, well, wait, what happened? Me not see you no more. You look like you popped down, and tell you, no, man, me have to help you get back up there. So you're not going to find that. Let me tell you something I've learned. And I thank God that through whatever I'm going through, he have make a better woman out of me, stronger woman out of me, and he give me the strength to do more. Natalie and Alexandrina, my scholarship will be done in their honor and their memory. And we don't give scholarship at the event. But this coming week, we'll be celebrating with our honorees, our celebrities, I call them, who win the scholarship. We having a dinner. That's how we normally do it. So somebody asks, oh, if they don't get the money. No, they don't get it there. We give them a special dinner, special send off, place the checks in their hand, and they go off to college. And we stand by our young men and young women. So the way I do things is absolutely different. So for all those people who say, I didn't ask them, I didn't come to them. How is it Miranda is the first time she come to my event and said to me, if there's anything that you need me to do, I'm here. But the people them close to you would never say that. They're not happy for you. They're not happy for you. When I'm going out to my events, I call up my friends and say, you want to go here? You want to go there? And we gone out together. I bring people out. When I'm doing my events, some of them just drag and come in by themselves to say, well, let me go support her. And they come by themselves. How come you can't find 2 and 3 people to come with you? You know what it is. If I had real people around me would say, this is a good cause. They come and they tell you they enjoy themselves. And then somebody for them say to me, I don't know why she didn't tell me. I did not know about it. Nobody tell me nothing. We don't share good news, especially when it's somebody like Avril, because I'm a nobody. Come out of nowhere. I'm a little girl. Come out of St. Kitts, raised up in a St. Thomas. Come to New York. Who is Avril? But when you have the big celebrity, them who fake them death, who fake what them are go on, who come and tell I all kind of garbage, I is sharing it all on my WhatsApp, all on my Facebook inbox and everything. But when I'm doing something, how come I ain't sharing it with the people I you love and the people who are close to you guys and say, come on, let's go to this. 9 years I'm doing it, and some of you never invite one person yet. And people come for the first time, come back the second time, and bring. And the people were close to me. I got to ask them, are you coming? Encouraging them, come and support me. Me not beg nobody for what God blessed me with. Because if God order my step, he is going to make it happen for me. October 26th is going to be a morning. You make me stronger. And we're going to celebrate this prayer breakfast in such a way that it don't take a millionaire to be happy. We can be happy too. So we're going to change life. You're with me, you come along with me. Because nothing I do, I'm looking for credit. I'm doing things to build each other, work with each other, and just grow together. But we can't find those kind of people because everybody come around. If they're not in charge, if they're not the leader, they don't want to be a part of it. What God blessed me with is a gift that I come up with just things. Angela has been there with me from this foundation started. Alexandrina has been there. Problem Phipps have been there. Alexandrina left me not a soul fill her spot. Because you know what everybody said? You didn't ask. If you ask me, I'll be there for you. So why somebody can't come to you and say, is there anything I can do to help to be part of this foundation? I asked one person yesterday, you come every year, you support me every year. Man, people like you need to get more involved. She said, Avril, whatever you need, I'm there for you. I was in shock. I said, you waited 9 years to tell me this? She said, you never asked. I said, well, I'm going to ask you now. You're going to get up and do something. Because we can grow, we can make this world a better place. But you see, my people, I'm going to say to you guys out there, my people, I don't talk about another man culture. I have to talk about minds. It's just like me going to talk about white people. This white people that when black people have a lot of cleaning up to do. It's just like the election. You're all wasting time talking about, laughing about Donald Trump instead of spending time encouraging your people to vote. You are sitting down talking about Biden all and you are laughing. Biden may be old, but he is experienced. He know what he doing. No man is perfect. Nobody is perfect. When you all vote for him, you all know his age. But all of a sudden, the next election, he old. That is why people don't do. Because they with you today, and tomorrow they turn their back on you. Today they want to vote for you. Tomorrow they come and your door closed. I'm not going back there because I went today and the door was closed. I asked them for help and they didn't help me. And they ain't voting for you again. Me, run to be a politician. I'll be one of the fiercest politicians. And like my Natalie Francis, everybody know. You don't have to wonder how she feel about you because she's going to tell you. She never bite her tongue. And I'm trying my best to do the best for her by keeping my mouth shut and just make sure she have the best homegoing service. If me alone have to sing and dance, she going home in class. Good evening to you also, Alonso de Castro, my youngest friend that I can't let him down ever because people like him encourage me to be the better me. Okay? So let me tell you all something. The premier of Nevis know I was meeting with him last Tuesday at 11 o'clock, and I won't stop repeating it. You know why? When all this over, I'll speak about it. That man never questioned me what I'm up to. He makes sure he invited me into his office. Try to get to some of your own people. And is one bag of brugudu and go around in circle, no call back, no answer back. That me not even want to hear from some of them right now. You don't even want to hear from some of them. I will say to my people of St. Kitts and Nevis, the reason we can't get nowhere, sometimes we have the wrong people in our office. Sometimes we have the wrong people working with us. Sometimes we have the wrong people next to us. How far you think you're going to get if you have the wrong people next to you, working with you, helping you to grow? You better know who you have in your corner. I've learned my lesson well. And I tell God, even though I'm grieving and mourning, he is just pulling me in a direction that he says, even though you're going through a storm, you're going to come out of this dry, not wet. So even though the rain is pouring, I'm not getting wet. So to everyone out there who listening to me, When you call people, you don't call people one time and you text them, they don't answer. People are busy. But you don't take 2 weeks of waiting for a friend to call you back and don't call you back. And one person is going to tell me, how you doing, Chiwita? One person who going to tell me they didn't know Natalie was that sick. You have to know your good friend is that sick to come to the hospital to visit them. You're not hearing from them. At 3 weeks, she laid on up there on a respirator she was on. You don't know because you never asked. So if you're calling and you're not getting her, find somebody else to call, ask somebody else, find out you say she's your friend. Well, if that's what we call friendship, I don't want it. Everybody mourn differently. Chiwita is her sister, her twin sister. And when I'm falling apart, she's saying to me, you're going to eat something, eat something. When go buy me jerk chicken, buy me soup and tell me I must eat. And I'm saying, you telling me to eat when I supposed to be telling you to eat. You is a twin sister. But she's who make me eat, drink soup. And I say, I feel a little better. I hear the soup went down in my stomach. Never heard that before. I was starving. And I had to ask myself, I say, I look like a crackhead. But I felt good enough tonight to encourage somebody, man. If you have a friend and a true friend, if you can't even go and you can't make it, just call somebody. Because I tell you the honest truth, when I see my messages them on WhatsApp, I couldn't answer them. Chiwita can tell you, somebody cussed me out on Monday. Natalie died Sunday, they cussed me Monday and say, they calling me to hear when it's Natalie funeral and me not answering my phone. We ain't even get the body yet from the from the hospital. But they cursing me, say me not answering my phone. The amount of curse I get in the last week is enough to last me for another year. But let me tell you something. You guys make me stronger. I rather do for strangers. I rather help strangers than help some of the people that I walk with daily. Because I, mean good. Y'all don't mean good. Because people going through something, may not call you, may not text you, because I know you're dealing with a lot. That's when you need friends. My friend there was in a rehab. Right, Al? And when I walk in there, walk in with this, I walk in with that, anything I think will make him feel good. He say, you're going to take this back home. You're going to take this. I come home, I say, I'm going to eat it in your name. But I want to make sure he's okay because I can't feel good if my friends don't feel good. Where you all come off telling people, I didn't call you because I know you're going through a lot. It's when people going through it, it's good to see a phone and a missed text and a missed call and you say, oh, okay, she did try to call me. This person called. And when you read those messages of encouragement, it boosts your spirit. But our people like people to beg them. They feel important when you got to say, man, give me $1, no, give me some food, no, buy me some food. But they hear you saying you're hungry. But instead of saying, I have some food for you, come on over. Or is there something? I was so down that Paula said to me, I'm coming over to sit with you. Angela and her mother called me and say, I'm coming over to sit with you. I said, no. And I realized it was some form of depression. I'm saying no. When I should be happy, somebody coming to sit with me, I just couldn't get out my bed. I just couldn't take a shower. I was just too weak to go to the door. I just wanted to lay down. But you know what? Today I say, I am so happy when I think back on those words. I'm coming to sit with you. Even though I didn't feel for it, the thought that they thought of coming to be here with me meant a lot. I just couldn't get out the bed. I just couldn't be entertained. But let me tell you something. If you're grieving a loved one, let nobody tell you how long to grieve or you're going to get over it. When people tell you you're going to get over something, those are the people you look at with a blind eye. Nobody can tell you how long before you get over nobody. Nobody can tell you how long you should grieve or when you're going to stop grieving. Grieving, imagine Mother's Day come. You don't have a mother. You're gone back into it again. It may not be as bad as, but you're going back into it. And you got to find ways to deal with it, but you still go back into it. You are still grieving. I don't know what sleep feels like now. And sometimes Chivita call me so much, and that's a twin sister. I will go to sleep. Easy to say, hard to do. And I'm laying in the bed here days after days, crying by myself, want to sleep, just can't sleep. And my eyes are burning. But the minute I sleep for 20 minutes, I'm up. And just the thought of, don't leave me, it haunting me. So, people, I don't know how I going through life now, but this, we can't just say after this, we're not going to do this no more and all that. No, because as long as you live, trials and tribulation going to come. You just got to prepare yourself. You got to know how to handle your trials and tribulation. Because I remember when my doctor say, I need to come in for counseling. The minute I hear it, I say, counseling? And then I turn around and I say, I really need counseling. I need somebody to talk to. And when I broke down saying, you know, you're right, she said, there you go. And I realized I needed counseling. And I had an appointment to go. And when I did, Chiwita called me and said, did you go to the doctor? I said, I'm still in my bed. I missed my appointment. But every day I'd say, God, I know you're going to give me strength to face another day. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it day by day. Family, if people are not your family when you're alive, tell them no bother with it when you're dead and gone. If people can't love you when you're alive, tell them no bother with it when you're dead and gone. Because I want to hear you love me now, support me now, be there for me now. But we get so attached to the text, we don't even know what our family voices sound like anymore. We don't even know what our brothers and sisters' voices sound like anymore. Everybody blame everybody. Well, you don't call me either. I don't hear from you either. Instead of blaming, be the better one and say, you know what? I don't hear from her. But I'm going to call so I could make that difference, make that change. If all of we sit down and say, well, you ain't calling me, so I ain't calling you. By the time you think about it, somebody tell you that person dead and gone, and you're sitting down grieving. I was supposed to call. I wish I'd call. Let me tell you something. Natalie have made me a better woman. She have bring out the best in me. And she have encouraged me to do what? Limit. Sometimes your circle is so big. People think because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people because of what I do. But if you ask me how much my friends are, I can tell you who my friends are because they're there with me every day along the way. You don't need friends when you're sick in a hospital. You need to know when you're in a hospital who your friends are. Because sometimes the ones you call your friends is the one that disappoint you on your hospital bed. Be careful. Sometimes God take our mess to show us what we were blind to. He opened our eyes. So don't use disappointment as a bad thing. Look at it and say, God, thank you that out of my mess, you give me a message. I got a lot of message from the passing of Natalie Francis. Imagine I've lost people over and over. I have family members who is not her family, but they are my family. I'm still waiting for them to call me and say, how you doing? But you could sit down right there. Because you make me say, I'd rather be cremated than have some big funeral and lay me down 6 feet by myself in a graveyard. Me not go there, so. Cremate me, sprinkle me all over the place. So everywhere you turn, you see me. Everywhere you turn, you smell me. Everywhere you turn, some of them free to walk because they say they sprinkle her over here. And that I want to do. I don't want nobody to put me 6 feet because I notice the Bible tell you the soul leave you. You gone on. It's only this shell they bury in. So all this thing we worry about, no. Plan your funeral. Organize your life. Don't wait until you close your eye for people to run up and down and do all kind of stupidness with you where you didn't want. I see a funeral, the woman never wear lipstick in she life. They got a big bright color on the woman face and the woman don't even wear lipstick. Why you dress up the lady like that? Because you love lipstick. You dress up the woman in lipstick. I must respect people. Plan your funeral and stop be afraid to talk about planning your funeral. It's important to do so to avoid confusion. You know, some of we as parents have some children, they're wicked, you know. And you have your children, them they just will want you croak because you have a house and you have a car and they feel you got money and you have insurance. And when you're gone, they don't do a thing in your memory but spend off your money, don't pay your mortgage, the house fall apart, and you in your grave. You can't even turn. People lie when they say you're in a grave, a turn. Nobody turn in a grave. You understand? But all they want you to do is croak. Me dear, eat your money now, wear your money now, drink your money now. And if you have a house, stop, let cover up your living room, cut sofa them with sheet and foolishness going on. Nobody sit down in it. You better sit down in it and wear them out and you work for them. Imagine you're dead and gone and everybody come in a fight, family a fight because somebody want your furniture, somebody want your bed, somebody want your laptop, somebody want something. Let me tell you something. Use what you have now. No bother with the big title, no, because I'm sure Natalie had plans for tomorrow and she wanted to be at my event and didn't make it. Stop, sit down. I worry about what people say and what people do. Spend your money and dead broke. Do not dead rich. You want to go on vacation, go pan it. Pay your bills first though, or plan your funeral. Don't let nobody bury you. Bury yourself. That means go to the funeral home, get one of the plants, take it out, and bury yourself. Too much away. Letting people bury us how we want. We don't know what they're gonna do when we're gone. But guess what? The money you left is what they're gonna spend. And make sure you leave it in the funeral home name. Don't put nobody down as your beneficiary. The beneficiary them take your money and spend it. And you're still there not getting a good burial. Give the money to the funeral home, say, put it down. There is a plan you could go and take out and let the money go there. Stop paying life insurance, but you got $1 million life insurance. For some of your children, they were rude and have no taste. They don't even know how to put together a funeral to bury you good. But you sit down and save money at about in case or anything. When your children then get old enough to work, have children, and live their life, make them pay their own life insurance too. We're going to talk about that later. But as I mourn and my family mourn the loss of Natalie, nobody have to tell me who Natalie was. Everybody know who she was. But one thing I'm going to tell you, she was a caring person. Always a put up people, always a feed people. She have done it all. And I was so glad when she answered the call to help me with my foundation. And there's nothing I ever asked her to do. She ever say no. So I will forever carry on and make sure that I do what I have to do for her. You know what a lady said to me, a white lady, not a black, a white. She said, why don't you, when you get donation, give a scholarship in her name? I said, I plan to. She said, no, do it now. Do it now. I said, no, my dear sweetheart, my people, if I tell my people, send the money in honor of Natalie to the Avril Show Foundation so we could do something in her name, the people and we go call my name and sink it and say are trying to take money and make money off of Natalie. And when they're done with me, they will bury me next. So please leave Natalie and let the money go to her flowers, her food, and whatever. This is a white lady. She said, but that's what we do. But let a black man try to do that. Everybody say you're trying to thief, you're trying to make money, you're trying to do this. You can't do nothing for your people, them. They don't have you to roast. But let me tell you something. I thank God for the life I live, that the reason people support me is because they trust me in the things that I do. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be back with more and we'll be talking more things because of Natalie. There is so much things come to my mind, but I'll be telling you more about October 26th right here in the Bronx. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great night. And if you do anything, remember, this was every year can depend on those people to be there for me, to help me. God bless you and good night.